Good morning, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time of the week again. It's one man and his boat time. Yay! Alright, boys and girls, what are we covering today? Come this way and find out. So guys, what are we covering today? Well, we've got a list. Yes, we've got the diesel tray to sort out. Hopefully we'll finally get the final fit on that. I'll take you around my ventilation that I actually got done the other day. Fingers crossed it's dried. That was 3 days ago now that I actually done it, so it should be dry now, surely. It is minus Baltic still, but hey, we'll talk about the weather in a minute. And we've got the solution, or my solution, for our hydrogen problem for our battery boxes. So, if that's something you're interested in, guys, stick with us. But before we start that, guys, I have an official apology to make. In last week's video, I was talking about the ventilation system, and it was meant to be 53, was it 53 centimetres squared? You tell me, I can't quite remember. Stupid nuts here. I was thinking it is millimetres, and also that's what I explained my ventilation system was. No, the 53 centimetres squared is the space area needed around the engine. Silly old me. See, it's amateur stuff. Not everybody gets it right. If I was a professional, I'd be able to say, well, I totally boo-booed there, but I'm an amateur, so I can take that one right in the chin. So, weather upport, guys, we're in the middle of Storm Dennis, and for you international ones, that's a wee breathy wind that's coming off the Atlantic, and all the Scots have to do is put our big coats on for a wee change. No, it's winter time, you're going to get the weather, so as the day progresses, the wind will get louder. I might have to shut the cameras off for a wee bit as the wind picks up, because this shed is a rattly one. Yes, can't pick them all. So, batten down the hatches time. Right, let's get on and I'll talk about the ventilation system that I put in the other day. So guys, what do we have here? Well, this is just a guide. I'm going to be putting a beam on at the front here on the bulkhead, and it's just a guide so I know where to stick the ventilation pipes without them overlapping the beam, because that'll, when it comes to final fit of the ventilation system, I'm not wanting any pipes getting stuck in beams and having to cut things out and all sorts of dramas. I want everything all nice and smooth and run up. Also the board's done. The glass work needs a little final sanding, and you didn't want me to see that, so I'll just cut the cameras and I'll do it myself. You've seen sanding before, you know how it works. We do have a 5-degree runoff from the top, oh sorry, all the way to the bottom, where I've actually properly fixed in the tubing itself. That's fiberglassed in. And don't worry about this little piece here, that was just there as a wee jig to keep the pipes from moving while the fiberglass sets. Now where this blocky wood is, that's where hopefully our little outflow for the diesel tank for the sludge, if we get any, hopefully not if we do it right, that will be there. That's why I was able to get my V. So yeah, all good guys. 5-degree runoff, no water ingress. Fingers crossed it does what it says on the tin, eh? Right, next I'm going to talk about my ingenious idea about my battery boxes. So lads and lassies, a wee quick run through what we went through last week in our ventilation video. We had a problem with our batteries and hydrogen. Hydrogen is a nasty gas, especially when it's kept in small containers. Now here is our offending battery. BTY for battery. Now our lovely MCA, they're wanting us to put it in a container. And not just any old container, a sealed one. Now I can understand why, because their big shout out is they're not wanting any splashes or any way that the battery can short out, so that's why they want a sealed container. However, they seem to have foregone common sense, or maybe they just don't know much about engineering. Batteries give off, especially charging batteries from the alternator, which happens as soon as you turn the engine on. Charging batteries give off hydrogen. Now what happens to hydrogen once it's in a sealed container? It's going to build up the gas, isn't it? And then eventually over time, if that doesn't get any ventilation, what's going to happen? That is going to blow. And as you can see from last week's video, it's actually happened to more than one person that I know of, and there's probably a lot more stories out there. So Baz, show us your genius, my son. Show us what you've done to overcome this. So guys, so simple. It's like your engine. The engine needs air to breathe, so does your batteries. How do we get rid of that nasty hydrogen? By putting ventilation in. We put a ventilation pipe in at one end and an outflow pipe at the other. Now obviously the outflow pipe has to be at the lowest point because gas is heavier than air. And what we're going to do is, I've already adapted the battery tray, is we stick a pipe on the outside of that, into the bulges, voila, Bob's your uncle. So a lot of you guys are probably thinking, well that's a bit stupid because you're actually putting the hydrogen into the bulges. Not all is lost. Barry's been thinking, don't worry. In your bulges, we shall have a gas detector low in the bulges because, once again, gas is heavier than air. So that's where the gas is going to be. And what you do is you put your bulge pumps on. Once the water's been eradicated from the boat, you leave the bulge pumps on for 30 seconds longer, not even that. And that should expel the hydrogen from the bulges. Now, it's all to do with area in the battery box. It's only 12 inches by blooming 8 inches or something like that. The volume is tiny compared to the big bulges. You've got an area about 19 feet in the bulges itself, and you've got a height of a foot and a half to fill with gas. Now, if that actually happens, then I'm just as bad as the MCA, but I doubt it. Better be a bigger area to get the gas out than a small area and risk a battery blowing up in your face basically, and we just don't want to do that. Safety first, always safety first, especially when we're going to sea. Now boys and girls, all I've done is to drill a big muckle hole in each side of the battery tray. And what we'll do, excuse me, this is really hard to do with one hand, by the way. So, put our battery box in the battery tray. Then we get our reattachment. Put it through so it comes out the other side. And then we'll put a hose over there once it's fixed in place. And then into the bulges underneath the engine. Simple. We'll do that both sides. And Bob's your uncle. There you go. A little bit safer, I would say, than having all that charge in a small container. It just doesn't make common sense to me, I'm sorry. But hey, I might be wrong. I might be doing this the wrong way, and I might have to go and buy a new blooming battery box now because I've drilled a hole in it. But anyway, that's my solution to that problem. Right, let's go on with the next task. So what is next, guys? I need to tidy up that tray. It's didn't quite go according to plan when I was glassing it certain bits, so I'm just going to get on and sand this so it's all nice and smooth, ready to do a dry fit. Ooh, toys! What's the mailman brought? Quick packaging. Automatic wire strippers, solder, more solder, plastic caps, pipe cement, more solder, and a solder holder. Lovely. You're probably wondering why I need the kind of toys just now. I'm always thinking ahead, always thinking ahead. There's going to be wiring soon, so fingers crossed we can get to that sooner rather than later, eh? Until that time, let's go on and get this diesel tank tray put in. Right guys, as you can see, we've got the diesel tray in place on the corners. I've still got a bit of work to do to run the length of the diesel tray, but I'm going to do that off camera. Plus we need to white off as well, so next time you see the diesel tray, fingers crossed it might have the diesel tank in there. Do the usual guys, smash that like button if you like this video. If you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing and tick that notification bells, and I'll see you guys next week. Thank you very much for watching. All the best, my friends. It's actually blowing the British Isles, and now here comes my brother-in-law just to knacker everything up. Every time I get the camera out. But before we go into that, I must make an official apology. Last week's video, now the dogs are starting. Sue, please. So a lot of you guys are probably thinking, oh, that's recording. Don't buy shite rid of eBay. Jesus H. Christ. Ah, bloody hell. It's went blooming cold. Right guys, I've still got a lot more work to do on the... I'm just like nonsense now.